Okay, I'm excited to get this training going. So, how to transform from chronically overweight and out of shape to fit, healthy, lean, and happier than ever. Without, and here's the exciting part, without giving up your favorite foods. Yes, you do not have to give up ice cream. I still eat it almost every night. Even if you haven't worked out in years, yes, if you've been stuck in a rut, stuck on a couch for a very long time, even if you've struggled with weight loss for years, and even if you quote, tried everything before, this is for you because there is a way to approach this that's different, that's systematized, and that can truly lead to success. And that is what is most important is we want results for you. It is too important, your health and your happiness, to give up on. And so this presentation is going to illuminate the possibility of you transforming your life and your health for good. And this is for any resident of the Roxbury, Randolph, and the surrounding areas, Mount Olive, these towns within, 20 to 25-minute radius is typical, and if you're chronically overweight and obese and out of shape, I'm talking years of living with excess body fat, inconsistent or non-existent exercise routines, and just feeling like crap because of it, but who truly want to transform their health and fitness. You know, this is who this presentation is for, are those types of people, and there are a lot of you. And if you just stay with me, this is really going to be a powerful opportunity to learn, to get engaged, and to do something about it. Because if you've ever wanted a step-by-step path to shed body fat, build lean muscle, and even help you get rid of the chronic diseases and the knee pain, diabetes, things like that, you do not have to spend hours in the gym. I explain that to everybody. You do not have to eliminate, your favorite foods. Though you don't have to do it. What you need to do is have a plan in place. So pay very close attention, because this has the power to totally transform your body. And when you do that, you can and you will transform your life. Now, the key here is this is the first principles approach. It is not a fad diet to health and fitness. It is getting to the foundation and building from there. Now, if you don't know me, if you've never seen any of my videos, any of my ads, my name is Gary Vesper. I'm the owner of Driven Fitness and Performance, located in Roxbury. We're behind Anthony & Sons on Route 10. I'm a health coach, personal trainer, and I've been working with adults, since 2012. So it's been well over a decade now, and in the beginning, of my career, you ask yourself, oh, can I really help them? Who am I to, be giving out advice and to try to transform lives and all things like that? But I've been on the front lines of this, working with real people, not Instagram people, like real people from our towns, from our community. And I know for a fact, Driven, this program, the advice and the strategies and the systems I can help put in place for people can and will transform your life. And it can help you achieve what you never thought possible. And that tagline isn't something I came up with. It's actually what people have said to me time and time again. It always starts with, I never thought I'd be able to do this. I can't believe this has happened. I just didn't think this was possible. And that is the reality of when you're stuck in a rut, chronically overweight, out of shape. When you actually move the needle and you get results and you transform, it's incredible. And so the goal here is to truly change your life through fundamental first principles of health and fitness. Quick disclaimer, Driven Fitness and Performance and its staff members, we're not licensed medical care providers, physicians, or doctors. All information and advice provided by Driven Fitness and Performance staff regarding exercise, nutrition, lifestyle is for general educational purposes only. It is not meant to be a substitute for professional medical evaluation, advice, diagnosis, or treatment from your doctor or healthcare provider. With that being said, let's get started with a powerful story. I can't stress this enough. When people transform, the number one thing they say to me is that my mindset was different this time. I was in it to win it. I wasn't going to let discouragement and, the ups and downs of the process derail my ultimate goal. And so here's Vicky, 60 pounds down. She's happier, she's healthier, she's fitter, she's leaner. She's all those cliche things, but it's the truth. And so that's why it is so important. It's not to pass judgment on you. It is to truly help you live a more vibrant, exciting, adventurous, healthy life. It isn't just to add years to your life, because to be honest with you, the medical establishment can keep you around and keep you alive for a very long time. It's to add it's to add life to your years so that they're more impactful. Because being in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, you got so much energy and adventure ahead of you. Even 70s and 80s, but like for most people who are like that middle-aged, it's an amazing opportunity to transform your life, and getting healthy, getting fit, getting strong is the best way to do it. So here's the truth. Obesity and inactivity is serious and expensive. Just some stats for you. As of 2023, 40% of Americans are obese. Even more are overweight. I don't care what you call it. If you're overweight, obese, the bottom line is that it is way too many adults. 58% of adults who are obese have high blood pressure. 23% have diabetes. And here's the thing about the expensiveness. Annual medical costs for adults were almost $2,000 higher per person than adults with healthy weight. So not only are you spending more financially, you're missing out on all the benefits of being healthy and fit and lean and strong. So it's a double whammy. You pay more and you lose out. 2022 CDC data brief, 24% of adults over 18 meet the physical activity guidelines for both aerobic and muscle strengthening exercise. Only 24% out of 100. 75% of Americans don't meet the recommendation, and 46% don't meet any at all. Quick little Google search. Let's just get to the bottom lines of where we're at with obesity and inactivity. Okay? It's a serious problem, and the biggest piece of the puzzle that I try to express to people is not just, oh my God, you're gonna die, or oh my God, it's so expensive, is you're missing out on so much joy, happiness, adventure, excitement. If there's one point that I want to really, hammer home, it's that one. It's not the, oh my God, you're going to die. It's, man, you're missing out, and I want you to be healthier so you can really live. And I can't do it for you, but man, I can really try to stress that point. But on the other side, I'm reading the book called Outlive, The Art and Science of Longevity, and they label it the 4 horsemen of chronic diseases, and they're all tied to lifestyle. Cancer, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and Alzheimer's. So yeah, there is an element of, man, it will kill you. And so controlling what you can control not only does your part to, quote, prevent disease, but again, you miss out on life. Adventure, fun, confidence, mental strength, romance, it just sucks. And I want better for you because you're capable of transforming your life. And if you've ever been kind of down in the dumps, I hope that you get a resurgence of confidence, a resurgence of belief, and just take it slow. Build slow, and you can do it too. Okay, so does this sound like use when you think about it? Because these scenarios, these perspectives have been shared with me more times than I like to count. Do you avoid getting photos taken because you don't feel comfortable with what you see in the image? People who are overweight and aren't confident in their clothes and how they look have said to me, they would just get all turned up inside by the thought of being in photos. Do you wake up every morning sluggish, demoralized, or with constant pain, aka feeling like crap? Can't stress enough how many people say they can't sleep, everything hurts, they're not motivated, they sit on the couch all day, they go to work, and then that's it. It's just like, man, it's just not the way to live. 3, have you tried diet after diet only to lose a few pounds and then gain it all back and then some? I have people in my life who tell me all the different diets they've tried. Nothing works. This doesn't work. I've tried. But they all are doing the same things wrong, which I'll explain. Four, do you fear that if you don't get control of your weight now, your health and confidence will only get worse as you get older? As of this recording, I just had someone say that exact thing to me this past week. They're like, oh my God, it's not good now. I don't want it to get any worse because it's only going to get worse the way I'm headed. Is your exercise history inconsistent at best or non-existent at worst? People who struggle to consistently exercise will consistently struggle to exercise. You can't, unless you fundamentally make some shifts in your life, you don't just flip a switch. It just doesn't happen. And number 6, and most of all, does the relentless anxiety over your excess weight constantly chip away at your self-esteem and threaten to derail you from living life to its brilliant fullest? People who have this, sense of I'm out of shape, I'm not healthy, I feel like I don't look good, I'm not comfortable with my skin. It is a relentless sense of anxiety that weighs on them. Oftentimes, they don't talk about it at parties, but they will tell me in my office when we're talking about their health and fitness and their goals is how much it weighs on them, no pun intended. And so it's just not a healthy way to live. That alone is going to just destroy you, that anxiety. So if any of those things sound like you, okay, there's a part, it's not your fault for getting that way. Life gets crazy. We have kids, we have jobs. The foods that we eat, a lot of them, are the processed stuff is so easily available. Okay, there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle that make it difficult. But it is your fault for staying that way. You have to distinguish the two. Okay, if I know I have a problem, let's move on from the past, but let's solve it going forward. And the real problem is that you have not had a complete and sustainable system that is built off of foundational principles. You see ads all the time, 6-week meal plans, follow this diet, do this workout plan. None of that is what I'm talking about. The essence of what I'm talking about, the true foundation of a transformation, stems from your mindset and its development, your skill sets and your habits. Skill sets, everything that I teach and that you can acquire as a part of your life, it is not a character trait. It is a skill that can be developed. And when you look at it from a skill set, you remove the emotion. Habits, they're so trendy now. The wonderful world of habits. Everyone knows you need habits. But which ones matter most? What are the drivers? Not all habits are created equal. So instead of just saying, oh, you have to have good habits, well, which ones? In what order? How can we make sure that they're truly cemented into our lifestyle, before we just kind of add another habit? When you approach your transformation from this perspective, it is a fundamentally different beast. Sure, nutrition, sleep, fitness, all that's built into this. But the essence of it are your mindset, skill sets, and habits. And once you have that, I use this word all the time with people, is that you get a sense of hopefulness. You're hopeful, like, wow, it's working. I feel different this time. I'm learning things, things that I can take with me for the rest of my life, and the fat starts to melt off. If you do it for long enough, it will work. You get a renewed sense of purpose, confidence, and energy. That renewed sense, it's like, I call it you reclaiming something. You're getting something back that was taken from you. Your partner, spouse, and friends will be genuinely happy for you because they see you achieving what you've wanted to achieve for a long time. And then they're going to ask you, people ask me this all the time, hey, what's your secret? Hey, what's that one hack you got? Hey, what's that secret sauce you've been doing? Oh boy, the secrets. And then imagine going to bed and waking up feeling great about yourself. You can win. You can win. You can make progress. You can build new habits and a way of life. And trust me, everything, cheeseburgers, ice cream, everything tastes better when you are fit, lean, healthy, and happy. Okay, I can't stress that enough. It hits you with a sense of earned satisfaction, and it doesn't matter how many times you failed and tried before, like my friend Judy here before she came to us, and she was so frustrated with her lack of progress, and now she's a completely different woman. I'll tell her story later. Right? Once you have it, you get hopeful, you get renewed, you reclaim. It's just amazing. 3 mistakes, though, I want to discuss what not to do because these are so prevalent. And if you're like most people, struggling, these are the mistakes you're making, or have made. And you may not realize it now, but those mistakes are destroying any chance you have of getting the lean, fit body you desire. Okay? And I'll explain why later. Mistake number 1, you radically undereat and restrict calories. So when you do this, it leaves you with a sense of, feeling deprived. Leads to cravings and binge eating when you're starving. It's a temporary band-aid that doesn't address the real psychological drivers of overeating and doesn't give you the chance to build the skills necessary to make fat loss sustainable. So what happens is people tell me this all the time, I went into this hard calorie deficit. I lost a couple pounds in a week, maybe 2, maybe 3, and then boom, it's unsustainable. They stop talking about it. You see them a couple months later, nothing's changed. They put the weight back on. When you go a hard calorie crash, your body all of a sudden, whoa, I'm really hungry. I'm not used to this. I don't like this. And if you're someone who's been, like this woman here, she's probably in her 40s, and she's clearly overweight. She's not used to being in a calorie deficit. So that hard crash, it's not a comfortable feeling. And you're not developing any skills around it. Unsustainable. And then you get in this vicious cycle of yo-yo dieting, a sluggish metabolism, and completely unsustainable relationship with food. I have people who say these things to me about, these foods, don't eat bread. I hate dieting because I have to give up everything. And all these things they say to me, it's not real. It's not sustainable. You don't need it to be successful. You start to believe the lies. You start to believe these things you tell yourself, and you don't go anywhere because of it. And the thing is, now, and I'll probably say this again a couple times today, is that when you try and fail, you start to believe that, here I go again, I'm going to try and fail, this is impossible, and you start to believe that lie too. Number 2, you spend hours doing cardio. We don't do cardio solely to burn off calories. We do cardio to improve our heart health. Unfortunately, too many people put all of their fat loss eggs in the cardio basket. And when it doesn't work, they quit or they find fitness boring, it's miserable. Either way, it's not sustainable. Again, there's a couple pieces to this. We do not do cardio simply for burning calories. Sure, there's an element of that, but that is not the biggest driver. You do it for overall heart health, which is something we talk about and teach a lot. Number 2 is you put all these eggs in the basket of, the workout's got to be the hardest thing ever, and I have to destroy myself, and I have to spend an hour and a half on the treadmill, and it stinks, but I just got to do it, but I'm not seeing any weight loss. And again, the wheels start turning, you start believing these lies, nothing happens. Mistake 3, you rely on motivation. Motivation is a finite resource and it gets depleted very quickly. Sooner or later, you just aren't going to be motivated, especially when you feel like you have so far to go in your health and fitness. I've had people who come in after their first day at, working out or family and like, I just love the gym. I can't wait to go, every single day. And then they don't go back for a week because life gets busy. I call it the gung-ho syndrome, where they've said to me, hey, can I come twice a day? I'm just like, you haven't worked out in a couple decades. Why don't we just start with 2 to 3 times a week for 45 minutes and build from there? The motivation thing is something that's interesting because really fit people, I've worked out consistently my entire life. I'm at about 10, 12% body fat. Motivation isn't what drives me to be fit and healthy. Okay? But people who aren't fit and healthy, they wait for the motivation to strike the new year, where they think it's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Again, these mistakes will cost you. The other thing is relying on motivation is exhausting and stressful. When in action and no results happen, you beat yourself up and quit. And again, I've mentioned this before, the worst part is your subconscious just experienced another tried and failed, making it harder to achieve your goal. When the right opportunity does present itself, it is one of the reasons, not the whole reason, that why people are so jaded by the process, because they have this utopian Cinderella story of results. And then when an action happens, and it's going to happen, they don't know how to respond to it. I just had this conversation with a woman, driven, who, life got in the way at the start of the year. She fell off her wagon a little bit, and then the wheels started turning. The failure talk started to happen, and instead we put her back on a structured, systemized plan. Here's what success looks like. Your version of success isn't sustainable or accurate. I'm telling you what success is, and it's a lot less than what you think. So these are all built into what happens when you play the motivation mind game. And so these mistakes, to recap, they're outdated, they're ineffective, and quite frankly, they're destructive. If you are chronically overweight and out of shape about making a change, they're destructive because they build on each other. The more times you fail, the more times you believe in your brain that you're a failure. It becomes a character trait rather than a challenge and something that you can mentally grow through and learn skills and habits that make you successful. Which goes to the obvious next question. If those don't work, what does? Let me explain the system that we've created that's based on first principles and timeless truths, I like to say, about health and fitness. And it comes with, programming, health coaching, nutritional coaching, that buzzword of accountability and community support. All those are pillars into this, but they have a twist that aren't the gimmicky ways that they're usually talked about nowadays. Okay, number one, personalized fitness programming is so important. There's this world of generic and random workout classes, and they just don't cut it. Your body and where you're starting at is unique, and your training should reflect that. It's funny that people say, hey, why are you so hyper customized and focused on the individual? And the truth is, I tell this all the time, I couldn't work out in these group fitness, razzle dazzle where they make modifications on the fly. My knees would flare up in an instant. I am super focused on my own training, and I still have to make subtle adjustments to what I can tolerate. Most people who are chronically out of shape, overweight, they just throw themselves into these workout routines, get really sore, they get banged up, it's miserable, they feel like, oh my God, this is so hard, and it demoralizes them, And so this hyper customized approach, it blows the cookie cutter workouts out of the water because it focuses on building. I can't stress that enough. You build, you don't destroy. So instead of struggling through exercises that aren't right for you, which happens all the time, every single workout is optimized to deliver the most results possible. There's no wasted motion. There's no inefficiency. There's no getting hurt and crazy sore along the way. If you take that approach to your workouts and to your fitness and to your development, it's a totally different experience for you. Here's how we do it. So we conduct a comprehensive assessment where we're going to pinpoint where you're at. What kind of body analysis do you have? How much body fat do you have? How well do you move? And then myself and Coach Brandon craft and create a custom training program, which I've been doing this forever. The programs get better and better. And so the goal is to build lean muscle in the most efficient way possible. The goal is to build, not destroy. And then you just show up. And the cool part is you know it. And people say this all the time. It is so cool that I come here, I work out, and I know everything is laser targeted. And we're not just, making stuff up as we go, modifying on the fly, getting tweaks, getting banged up. And so what happens with programming like that is it takes you further and faster than you ever thought possible. So the piece of the puzzle for you is think of fitness as developing, building, and how can you start exactly where you're at? So in time, it scales and scales and scales. And when you do it right, you look forward to your workouts because you are confident in the plan. You're not overwhelmed by constant bombardment of new exercises, new, and you're working at your own pace. You don't get hurt, which I can't stress this enough, undercuts the whole progress and process and makes you frustrated. And it's a huge buzzkill. And you get way better results. I always say random workout classes aren't scalable because how do you scale random? With a personal training program, every session you strategically build and get better. You track your progress. You're not just doing random on Monday, random on Wednesday. Mondays, they're connected. And so therefore, over time, you create incredible progress. And the fun thing about results is it creates more results. Clothes start fitting better, differently. You notice how much better you feel. You realize how crazy it was to go this long without a consistent plan. And then you allow momentum to build. And when you have a tailored fitness plan, it is the foundation to building the transformation. You build muscle, you burn quality calories, you do so safely and sustainably, and you don't have to worry about wasting your time in the gym and in building good, lean muscle mass. I can't stress that enough. It is the first domino is your workout plan in this transformation progress because you find yourself, and this happens mentally, is people don't want to waste their time and energy in the gym by not doing the other things necessary to build a sustainable transformation. Part 2, what we call health coaching system. So if you're serious about transforming your health and body, exercise alone isn't enough, although it is a great start. And here's the thing, you don't need a PhD in health and wellness, but what you do need is what I call you have to learn the language. We have to speak the same language so you can control your own destiny. It's the old adage of teaching a man to fish, they can eat for a lifetime. So there's more to this than just working out, but when you appreciate that, when you take it step by step, now all of a sudden you're doing more than just burning calories and building muscle. Now you're creating a different lifestyle. And what I like to call it, this was taken from a really cool coach, this phrase, and it's 100% accurate. It's about mastering the other 23 hours that you're not in the gym or working out. Okay, it's a comprehensive approach that, to be honest, is light years ahead of other things that are going on here, and because it focuses on optimizing your health at a deep foundational level. You become master of your ship, and you unlock the vibrant energy needed to power your transformation. And when you master the other 23 hours, when you start to live this lifestyle of a person who's healthy, even if you're not quite there yet, if you start to live the lifestyle, no more brain fog, less mood swings, more energy, relying on quick fixes, the guesswork gets taken out of it, and you're not struggling alone. All of that it's like, it's just so different than putting your eggs in this quick fix, aggressive process. And the biggest thing is consider the other hours you're not working out and in the gym. And here's why this is working so well. I had a woman say this to me who we worked very closely for a while together, was that creating a body and health transformation is like solving a puzzle. And we spend time figuring out that puzzle together. It's not just going to happen overnight. That's why so many of people, they revert back and they don't make the lasting change. It's a puzzle, and you put that puzzle together one piece at a time. And you master the other hours that you're not in the gym. Most adults do great when they actually show up. They feel inspired, they feel taken care of, but once they leave, things fall apart. This is why it's so important. And when you do it right, everything changes. Energy levels soar. Mind and body feels great. Day-to-day life is changing, and you literally free up mental space. That is another phrase people have said to me, is that your brain, whether you know it or not, so much of it is being, kind of monopolized by this health and fitness battle you're doing. When you're able to let go, take it step by step, the weight off your shoulders, it's incredible. It really is. Number 3, personal nutrition coaching and habit formation. So Dave Ramsey, I get some of his clips on Instagram. He's got a saying that, about personal finance where he says 20% is head knowledge, 80% is behavior. And it's the same story with health and nutrition. I know people say like, oh, I know what to do. Okay, fine. But the goal isn't about living a life waiting for someone to tell you what to eat forever. So the goal isn't just to me tell you, oh, you eat your protein. The goal is to become the person who is executing on the things they need to do. It's totally different than knowing. It's about doing. And so most people, they think eating healthy is bland and boring. Had that said countless times. They think they have to starve themselves to lose weight. They think they can't eat their favorite foods ever again. They start and stop, the next diet that has a name, all the time. And they just jump from trend to trend. A lifetime, and the truth is that a lifetime of dieting and going nowhere convinced you've done it all and nothing works. You are convinced that you're the exception to the rule, and it's just not the case. And I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's because you've approached it, in this trend fashion, and you believe these lies. They're all lies. Every single one of them is a lie. And that should be exciting because it's not too good to be true. It really isn't. It's practical, foundational, fundamental, on the ground truth. These are lies. Can't stress that enough. So instead, of jumping from trend to trend, we provide a plan and we guide you into crafting your own lifestyle that works. Here's how it works. We teach you how to make your own decisions, giving you choices. Choices have consequences. Here's how to navigate them. We guide you through a habit stacking process that compounds and is sustainable. These habits are practical, on the ground, that I've developed that move the needle. It's not just, hey, make sure you eat your protein. We know, we get it. We provide the tools to build your own relationship with food. It's funny saying building a relationship with food, but what's unique about that is that we're eating every single day. So if your relationship is crap, no pun intended, you're going to eat crap. And that's the truth. Number 4, accountability and community support. So this term accountability, quote unquote, it's a buzzword in the health and fitness. Everyone's offering accountability. We're going to hold you accountable. But what does being held accountable mean? Number 1, there's a shared vision. It's your vision, but I know it. We know it together. It's built on trust and an understanding that the coach wants what is best for you. You, the client, will falter on your journey. It's understanding that. Me, coaches, are here to keep you moving forward on that journey. Because the goal is what matters most to you, not how you get there. I always tell people, my goal isn't for you to become, the poster boy or girl of Driven and spend every waking moment there. The goal is for you to have a healthy lifestyle. The goal isn't Driven. The goal is a healthy, achievable, successful lifestyle. That's the real goal. And the coach then is the Sherpa, the guide. I can't walk the journey for you. I can't do it for you. As someone who's healthy and likes being healthy and fit, it's sometimes a hard pill to swallow that I can't do the work for you, but I can guide you on the path. And here's why that's important. And the one key word to remember. Knowing is just part of the battle, but creating a body and life transformation isn't about knowing, it's about action. So accountability is here to keep you taking action. Without action, there is no progress. But with action, progress is sustainable, and at some point, it's undeniable. I use that all the time. At some point, your progress will be undeniable. But here's the kicker too. Action plus clarity. So accountability is about helping you take action on the most important things. The actions that move the needle. You can do a million things. What are the important things? What are the things that are going to drive you forward? What has the biggest ROI? It's a very important concept in the business world, is taking action on the things that matter most. Much the same when it comes to a health and fitness transformation. And then community support. And this piece of the puzzle, it's like, I tell people all the time, joining a gym and a transformation program, sure, you'll become friends along the way. You'll see the similar faces. They're all very nice. They all care. They're genuine people. They're not, the macho bros and girls and all that type of stuff. Sure. But the biggest piece of the puzzle is being in an environment that is healthy, that has achieved the things you want to achieve, and that you can see them where they are and be like, wow, Ken Spartan here, was completely out of shape, couldn't do a push-up. Now he's one of the best Spartan athletes in the world, and he will literally inspire you to believe in yourself because he was that guy. And he's totally created a different life for himself. It's a better life in his 50s than he ever had before, simply because he was willing to start. Judy lost 20 pounds after trying many other programs in the area and never looked back. Her happiness level went through the roof after this. I was there for it. She'll tell you, and it's like we want that for you, transforming from the inside out. Bruce lost 50 pounds and rebuilt his relationship with health, fitness, his family. I interviewed him before he moved, and we spoke for 20 minutes. And it was just so powerful because he'll tell you where he was not a good place prior to fully committing and embracing the journey. Shiri has lost 60 pounds. She's in her 60s and is in the best shape of her life. She rides her bike everywhere. She's healthy. She's fit. She's strong. She's vibrant. She's doing all the things that are just so impressive and that you want for everybody to be active and engaged outside and just gardening and all the fun things that life has to offer. And she did that slow, steady, methodically, but it's real. And the progress was undeniable. Zito here, you'll see him in the morning, and he's in his late 60s. He's been consistent, and he has started from literally zero, ground zero, unable to do anything. And now at 60 something years old, he weighs 175 pounds. He can deadlift 475 pounds. He loves pushing his strength. And the thing we play the mind game is, the game wasn't to deadlift as much as possible. The game was to be as strong and as healthy as possible. It's hard to imagine someone who can be as strong as that deteriorating fast. It's just not going to happen. He's going to be fit and healthy and vibrant for decades to come because of his choices. Lisa has lost over 40 pounds, has kept it off, has built such lean, healthy muscle mass that, given all the things she's overcome, it's incredible. And it's just, again, a testament to how much of a better life you can have if you're willing to do the work. And so when everything is said and done, the coolest part is that you radiate confidence, power, energy. All those cliches are true. And you're able to effortlessly maintain your results because healthy living has become a natural part of who you are. It doesn't have to be this monumental effort. I can't stress that enough, where eventually you get into what I call this flow state. Your relationship with yourself will transform because you've proven you can sculpt the body of your dreams, and you made a promise to yourself and you kept it, and now here you are, victorious. The bottom line is, once you have this, you have a start to finish system. That's key. A system going from all those words people say to me. They're ashamed, they're frustrated, they're stuck, in an unhealthy rut. They feel bad about themselves, about their situation. You go from that to victorious, vibrant, and finally free. And you can do it depending on where you're at. I say as little as 6 weeks, because you can lay a good foundation in 6 weeks. Some people need more, and that's fine. But ultimately, like anything in life, the cliche is oftentimes true. You have a choice. Which direction you want to go. You could stay where you're at, you can keep going down the path, or you can make a change, and the change is worth it. So how we can help? Honestly, it starts with a sit down, or it starts, with a phone call. Either way is fine. I don't care, because as long as you start to build a relationship and build some honesty and truth, it's fine. We set aside time to hop on a call and then ultimately sit down with you. And here's what I wanted to show you too, some incredible results. We have this machine, it's called Staiku, and it's only at Driven. We create a 3D, it scans you in a 3D model. It's way better than the InBody thing that you may have seen or you held on to. And the reason why I wanted it, because I wanted something that's consultative. You can discuss the process. You can discuss where you're at and where you need to go. You see it objectively. Look at these results. It's so cool, so powerful, and it tells the story for you. It's accurate, it's consistent, it's reliable. What's also cool about the Staiku is the previous one, I just took off the tape measurements. You can click on any of those green lines and they turn red and you can see the difference. Here, she started on the left with a 37.3 inch waist. Now she's at 34.5. That's objective progress. We want to help you make objective progress where what you're doing is working, it's sustainable, it'll transform your health, your life, your body, all of those things. And so that's why the Staiku is so powerful, because it takes you out of the subjective, out of the emotional, out of the, oh, is it working? And as long as you stay on the path, it will work. And you'll have the Staiku 3D imaging with all sorts of health measurements to show for it and to prove it. And it's so cool and so exciting, the Staiku. That's why we have it, because we wanted to have genuine conversations and truly help people. So who is this for? If you live in the surrounding areas, 20 to 30 minutes, Roxbury, Randolph, Mount Olive, Flanders, Jefferson, Hackettstown, Rockaway, Denville, all those different towns that are nearby. But you have to be deeply committed and serious and willing to invest to lose weight and transform your health and fitness. We help regular Joes and Janes from town, but it takes an investment to make that happen. If you're not willing to do that, we can't help you. So if that's not you, please don't book a free consultation. If you've been chronically out of shape and overweight and have quote unquote tried everything before, we'd especially like to help you. If this has been years in the making, I just had a conversation with a woman who said this has been 15 years in the making. And I'm like, yeah, that's who we want to help. Don't give up. Book a call. Click the button and under this video and schedule a call. It's no pressure. It's free. Not going to hear to, lie to you about how, beautiful and wonderful everything is, but there is definitely a path to do it. And I say in as little as 6 weeks. You could be standing in front of the mirror with, 5% less body fat. We can be looking at your Staiku and being like, holy smokes, what a difference that is. You can be staring in awe at your new, lean, fit, healthy body and confidence. A surge of pride, And I can't do it for you, but I can try to educate and inspire you to become the energetic, vibrant, unstoppable version of yourself you were always meant to be. Those type of sayings that you hear, they may sound corny, cliche. It's true. There is an energy and a difference that you have when you achieve a health and fitness and physique transformation that you never thought possible. So book a call. My name is Gary Vesper, owner, health coach, personal trainer of Driven Fitness and Performance, located in Roxbury behind Anthony & Sons. Can't wait to talk to you. Can't wait to help you. Let's do it.